just give us 5 minutes. But first out in the open second round, it will be Andrew Jensen with Drifter, Sam Donovan with Splash, Steve Elliott with Chad, Nick Edwards with Lucy, Steely Canal with Trump, Paul Rowe with Pepper, and Ross Keel with Bella. Alright, we're all ready when you are, Andrew. Andrew Jensen will be first out, then Sam Donovan.
there's our first one on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Riverside Drifter comes in with a 179 and a half. Okay, a 93 there, which will give him a 182 and a half, a 282 and a half, 2.5 if the kerosene calculator is on track. Okay, our next competitor, Systematic Splash, Sam Donovan with a 184. Comes in now, one of the real contenders. Let's see how he gets on. 184 after 2 rounds. Well, there it is, folks. He comes in with a 184. Let's see what our judges have to say. A 95 and a half, a 95 and a half with a 184. 279 and a half. I do apologise, Andrew. It was 272 and a half, so that was a 279 and a half. Takes him to the lead. Okay, we move down to number 3 in the draw. Looks like Stevie Elliott with Diamantina Chad comes in with a 183 after 2 rounds. Well, a 96 and a half will give you the outright lead, partner, or the equal lead, I beg your pardon. 97 will give you the outright lead. How about that one, ladies and gentlemen? One of my all-time favourites, Steve Elliott. We'll get a score to hand for Steve. An 85 there, an 85. It's like a 268, a 268. Okay, as Nick makes his way across, I'll just run through the winners and place getters of the Open, of the novice, I beg your pardon. Hamish and Jack with 285 into 1. Sam Connolly with Ace with 282 into 2. Then we have a tie for third and fourth with Lewis and Glenn Dixon with 281. Good luck, mate. They're our top 4 at this stage. I'll go through the rest in a moment. Alright, Mr. Edwards, there it is. We'll get another score on the board. Nick Edwards with Craig Lee Lucy. Comes in with an 84 after 2 rounds. 184 that is. A 93, a 93, a 9 and 3 gives him a 177, a 277, 277. 277 after 3 rounds. Alright. Well, I just read out the place getters for the Inside Repro novice. Well, this gentleman making his way across the arena supplied the buckle for the winner. Thank you very much, Steely. Your support is always very, very appreciated, mate. Big supporter of events throughout the dog world. Wish you all the best. Hamilton's Trump comes in with a 179. and Steely Kennels. What was yours again, Adam, please, mate? Okay, we've got an 89 with his 179. That'll be a 268. 268. Okay, we move down now to Paul Rowe at Redfarm Pepper. Comes in with an 83. Wish him all the best. Followed by Ross Keel, Matt Mooney, Anthony Mulder, Sam Conley. They'll be our next 4 or 5 competitors. Well, there has just been a gold bracelet handed in to the announcer's stand here, so if you've lost a gold bracelet, come on up and if you can describe it, it's yours. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, another one around. Root Vale Pepper and Paul Rowe, an 83 coming in, as in 183. One and a half with his 83. Looks like a 1, 274, a 274.5, a 274.5. Okay, we move down to Ross Keel with Mystic View Bella. 179 and a half after 2 rounds of competition. Attaboy, Mr. Keel. How about that one, ladies and gentlemen? The Wallen Billa fella. It's close, but it's nearly right. A 93 with his 79 and a half. That's a 272 and a half. 272 and a half. Okay, Mr. Mooney, it's your turn. Matt Mooney and Gravity Molly guns across with a 178 and a half. 178. Andy Molly will be number 9. Sam Conley will be 10. Ryan Ezzy will be number 11. Good on you, Matt. We'll get a score here very shortly. Matt Mooney and Gravity Molly. $86 and a half and $86 and a half there with his 178 and a half. 265. Anthony Mole is the man we're going to watch right now. 265 there for you, Matt. scored a hand there for Anthony and Diamond 10 Tonka. What was yours again, Adam, please, mate? 94 and a half and 94.5 with his 84 and a half. That's a 278 and a half. 278 and a half, I do believe. Okay, Sam Conley, Cassajoke Queen, comes in with a 178. We have got your code up here if you're chasing it, Sambo. Good luck. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Cassajoke Queen and Sam Conley. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, darling, but I have been set up here, but that's all right. 91, 91, 269. It is Huckleberry Queen, sorry, darling. How about that one, ladies and gentlemen? Put your hands together. Me and Ezzy and Dunbob Creek Meg comes in with a 170. A 94 and a half, a 94 and a half to go with a 179.5. A 274, a 274. Oh. Righto, we're going to go now with Zachy. Comes in with Remix Switch with a 180 and a half. Alright, Zach, we're going to score the hand with Zach and Switch with a 180 and a half. A 76.5. That's a 2.5. 2.57. 2.57 after 3 rounds. Okay, Glenn Dixon and Natal, no, sorry, Shelbrook Bears. We have got a 180.5. 180.5. Michelle Brook Bear and Glenn Dixon. Paul Rowe with Natal Cheeky will be number 14. 15 will be Charlie Bromwell. 16 will be Luke Asthorpe. 17 will be Dave Steele. Well, Nico doesn't waste any time. Good show's a fast show. Let's see what our judges think. One and a half, that is a 170, 275 and a half, I beg your pardon, 270. Place at this stage. Okay, we go. Comes in with a 189 and a half. Okay. Animal Reproduction Specialist, Australian Open. The buckle supplied by Cardoon Genetics, the Carr family. Thank you very much. friend. Well done. We'll get a score here very shortly. 189.5 after 2 rounds. Let's see what he can do here in the final. 95 and 95 to go with his 89.5. Two 84.5, a 284.5. Well, there's our brand new leader, boys and girls. That takes him to the lead with a 284.5, 284.5. We go to our next competitor, Charlie Bromwell with CB Austin, comes in with a 18 or 180.5. Luke Asthorpe will be next. Dave Steele is 2 away. Hamish, you are 3 away. There it is, Charlie B. We'll get a score to hand here very, very shortly. Charlie Bromwell and CB Austin. A 92.5, a 92.5 gives him a 273, a 273, a 273. Okay, Luke Asthorpe comes in with a 185 with Judge Brandy. Dave Steele, 2-way Mac, 184.5. Will be next. Hamish Dixon will be 183.5. You'll be 3 away. There's a 97, a 97. Well, I don't know, I think that might be the high score for the weekend, but that's a 97. 282, but I think the 97 might be the high score for the weekend. 282, that puts you into second place by 2.5 points. All right, Dave Steele, it's your turn, my friend. Some of that fancy stuff we know you've got in the back pocket, mate. Let's go. Be good. Cool way back. Ooh. Good on you, Davey. How about that one, boys and girls? Put your hands together, Cool Way Mac and Dave Steele. A 94 and a half, a 279, a 279, mate. That's going to have you right in the mix, mate. go, here we go. Righto, we've got a 98 to go with his 183.5 to 81.5. Well, not quite. Puts him into third place by 0.5. go, champion. Put your hands together. Dave Crawford and Crawford's Jack. 177.5 coming in. A 93.5, which gives us a 271, a 271 after 3 rounds. Johnny Bradshaw comes in. Ilandia Jack comes in with a 181. Well, while we wait for Johnny's cattle, I'd like to thank Cameron and Zoe York for their efforts cleaning the arena, tailing the cattle out all weekend. Thanks very much, Zoe and Cam. Really appreciate it. Okay, no joy there for Johnny Bradshaw and Ilandia Jack. He knows there's no future in it, so he decided to call it a day. Okay, we've got 4 competitors to go. Hamish Dixon with Curtis Gus, Luke Asthorpe with Natal Jaffa, Nick Edwards with Bedrock Duke, and Nathan Carr with Tandera Dozer. that, young man. Nice job. Curtis Gus and Hamish Dixon. A 95 gives him a 279, a 279. Well, there's another one that's been at that gate a fair few times this weekend. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Luke Thorpe, man. That's Hell Jaffa. A 95 there, a 95 to go with his 177 and a half. 272 and a half and 272 and a half. Right now we're going to go with DJ Nick, Nicky Edwards and Bedrock Duke. Our second last competitor for the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to each and every one of you that have been in the arena. Your conduct and the diligence have been nothing short of sensational. Nick Edwards, it's your turn, bud. Let's go. 181 and a half with Duke. Yes, sir, Mr. Edwards. Well done, mate. Get a score to hand. Well, we've got the big score for the weekend. What about a 98 and a half, a 98 and a half, with a 181.5. A 280, that's going to have you in the ribbons, mate. A 280. Currently fourth at this stage with one competitor to go. Nathan Carr and Tandera Dozer comes in with a 179. and gentlemen, that does wind down the 2026 edition of the Australian Championships. Congratulations to each and every one. Nathan Carr, we will get a score to hand. Did we get the scores for that one, guys? We missed it up here, sorry. Got an 82.5 there, an 82.5 with his 179. 261.5. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause for our two judges? Give them a big round of applause. Adam Simpson and Rob Colcon, thank you very much, guys. Well, we will get the official place getters. We'll give the girls here to get the top 10. But as I said, that does wind down, so we will take 15 to 20 minutes, I would imagine, to get the presentations away with the presentation so everyone can get up and running. Once again, our major sponsors, thank you very much to Animal Reproduction Specialists looking after the open, Cardoon Genetics with the buckle, Inside Repro for the novice, Mystic View Working Dogs for the buckle for the novice, MCC Pastoral for the mate, Judge Working Dogs for the buckle for that. We'll go through the rest of our sponsors when we do the presentation, but thank you very much to each and every one of you. Don't forget, if you've lost a gold bangle, there is one up here. Our cattle donors, Bar H Grazing, the Hordery family just out the road, thank you very much. All our backyard men, our photographers, our live streaming, and I'd just like to give a big shout out to Wendy. Wendy's been here in the Secretary's office alongside Kat all weekend. She was here at 5:15 yesterday morning when it was cold. Thank you very much, Wen. Really appreciate it. And I'd like to thank Davey, because for her to be here, he had to be looking after the dog, looking after George, so thanks, Dave. But no, in a more serious note, the Common Show Society for the food and the bar, as she walks past me once again, Zoe and Cameron, thank you very much for looking after our cattle. You've done an outstanding job with the horses. All our backyard people. But I think each and every one of you as dog handlers and supporters, you need to be thanked and congratulated for the way you've conducted yourself over the weekend. We've had a great time hosting all our New South Wales competitors. They've been a great bunch of people. Looking forward to coming down and visiting you guys this time next year somewhere. I'm not sure whether it's been selected where we're heading, but anyhow. But yeah, and as I said, to the person that I have forgotten, and there will be one, I'll guarantee you. Oh, actually, I think everyone, if you wouldn't mind putting your hands together for Larry Pont. Larry is our caretaker here, and I think everyone will agree that the grounds look nothing short of sensational. Congratulations, Larry. If everyone can put their hands together for Larry, that would be muchly appreciated as well. He does a great job here keeping the grounds, but our committee have done a great job. Andrew Jensen and his team. All right, well, I'm just going to be quiet here for a bit and let our girls do their thing, and I'll go through the top 10 place getters of the Open here today as well.
I'm going to bring it in here, so...
Well, there's been a couple down the backyard all weekend. Scotty, Jeffrey, Marty. Every time I look down there, those faces were down there. So, boys, from all the handlers, thank you very much. Jethro, you're a true legend, mate. You're always here. Scotty's a new turn up this year. He's also sponsored with his Crazy Hire. Thank you very much. He and his lovely wife have been our sponsors. But yes, it didn't matter if it was 5:30 yesterday or 10:30 Saturday night. They were down the back, so guys, thank you, and everyone else that filled in. I can remember seeing Wyatt down there and Bob and AJ and everyone, but whoever lent a hand to get everything going. I mentioned Dean this morning. Emma, we'll touch on Emma here in a moment. We will have the presentation and we'll see all Emma's amazing work when it comes to the prizes. Won't be too far away. Well, I'm going to hand the microphone over now to the President of the Queensland Working Catalogue Trial Association, Mr. Glenn Dixon. 99% of you would know him personally. There may be some New South Welshmen that haven't run into him, but I'm going to hand him over to him now. He's going to say a few words on behalf of the association, and yeah. So anyhow, Glenn, thank you very much.
Well, welcome everyone. Look, I just on behalf of the Working Queensland Catalogue Association, I'd just like to personally thank Kath and AJ and their team. I won't try and name their team because there's a massive team behind them. They've done a wonderful job. The amount of comments that I've got over the weekend on just the presentation of the grounds, the effort that's gone in for sponsorship and everything else has just been unbelievable and very humbling for the association, and to have Kath and their team, AJ and their team as part of the association is a great thing. I'd like to also thank the committee here, the Comet Show Committee, for providing the venue. Again, the amount of comments on the venue was unbelievable and much appreciated. The sponsors, I won't try and thank all the sponsors because I don't know a fraction of them, but I would like to make a special mention to COBA, who are the Queensland Working Catalogue's official sponsor. They sponsor us each and every weekend for our trials, so a big thank you to Ridley and COBA for their support. I'd like to thank the cattle donors. It's a big thing to have your cattle coming here for 4 days. and be chased around by us fellas. So I do appreciate that, and everyone appreciates the donation of the cattle because, as you know, without the cattle we can't have a trial. So big thank you to Bar H Grazing out there, River Lee, for donating the cattle, ordinary family. Thank you very much for that. The judges, big weekend for the judges. So thank you to Rob and to Adam and to Paul for their time there with judging. Oh God, where do I go? The New South Wales competitors for making the trek north. A lot of those fellas have travelled a long way and gave a lot of us Queensland handlers a few things to think about, I think. So a big thank you for you fellas for making the effort to come all the way up here and for you know, it's making it a great competition the other night in the state of Origin. It was a really great night, really great atmosphere, and there could only be one winner, but you know, you'll have your crack next year down in New South Wales. So thanks very much for you fellas for making the effort to come up here. For all the Queensland supporters and that that travel, there's a lot of people travel a long way. Thank you for showing up every weekend. I don't know if I missed it. I probably missed a lot of people. The ladies and Evan and the team up there in the catering been here all weekend providing for us. Thank you very much. And I'll just leave it at that. I won't bore you because Wayne will be here again to go over most of that again, I suppose, and go through their official sponsors. So thanks very much, everyone, and we appreciate your support. We appreciate the spectators coming and looking. It's good to see spectators in the grounds when you walk out into the ring there. So thanks very much.
Good on you, Glenn. Thank you. Well spoken, mate, as always. Well, as I said, just give our team 15 minutes now and we'll get ready for the presentation, and then we'll get everything done and get everyone on the road.
Sorry about that. I did forget one special mention I wanted to make, and that was for the live streaming. I think everyone would have to agree that it was outstanding to just be able to go on there and watch your runs, even to watch when you're coming up, to see where you were in the draw when you were coming up, and it was just a really good spectacle and a great thing, and I'm really enthused about that, and I hope we can do it a bit more. Thank you.
Okay, the official winners and place getters of the Australian Open when it comes to the 2026 edition. In number 1 spot, Paul Rowe with Natiki with a 284.5. Second, Luke Asthorpe with Judd's Brandy with a 282. Third, Hamish Dixon with Bible Creek George with a 281.5. Fourth will be Nick Edwards with Bedrock Duke with a 280. Sam Donovan with Systematic Splash will be fifth with a 279.5. A tie for 6th and 7th between Dave Steele with Kilway Mack and Hamish Dixon with Curtis Gus with a 279. In 8th place, Anthony Mulder with Diamantina Tonka with a 278.5. 9th place will be Nick Edwards with Craig Lee Lucy with a 277. And in 10th place, Glenn Dixon with Shelbrook Bear with a 275.5. They're our top 10 place getters in the Animal Reproduction Specialist Australian Open for 2026. Congratulations to all those competitors and to all the competitors that made up the 240 or 50 competitors we watched in the Australian Open.
No, well, thank you. Thanks for watching. Before we go. It's been a wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Righto, ladies and gentlemen, I know a lot of people have got a long way to go, so we will get the presentation up and running. So we will start from the main. So if you know you've got a ribbon in the main, be ready to make this mad dash to the bottom of the arena. have to get his dog. Jog along, partner. Yeah, just bring them all back, Buck, because they'll probably all get a game. No, just the winning dogs, please. So, Hamish, if you can get Jack twice, and Roe, if you can get Cheeky, if you can have her ready, that'd be great too. Okay, we need the representatives who are presenting, so we need Diane, Dean, looks like Wyatt's here. Cassie, I see Cassie's up there, but if we can get you all make your way down here, we'll get these presentations up and rolling and get everyone on the road. Righto, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Once again, I'd like to welcome everyone on live stream. Thank you very much for your participation watching our event here this weekend. As Glenn Dixon said in his address, Dan, you've done a great job up there, mate. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So yeah, we'll get underway with the mate presentation. 10th place with 181. Lewis Simpson and Mo. In second place with a 182. Coolway Atlas and Luke Asthorpe. Okay, in 8th place, Faye and Dan Matthews. Well, Dan's not here, but I do believe there's someone that's going to come down and pick up Dan's 8th place with a 183. In 7th place, Glenn Dixon with Shellbrook Breeze with a 184. In equal 5th and 6th, Cassie Donovan with Systematic Pimp, and Barry Hughes with Burlington LB with a 185. Equal 3rd and 4th, Dave Crawford with Crawford's Jack, and Luke Ainsthorpe with Judd's Gift with a 187. In 2nd place, with a 188, Graham's Goose and Andrew Jansen. And the number 1 combination after 235 or thereabouts competitors with 190 points after 2 rounds, Hamish Dixon and Jack. Okay, Dean Smoothie from Smooth Kelpies. Dean, if you could make your way in. Well, thank you to MCC Pastoral, the McCamley family, Ian and Kate. As I said, we had the good fortune of catching them on Friday night. They were here for the State of Origin. Now the buckle for the winner. Okay, as I said, the naming rights sponsor MCC Pastoral. The buckle was supplied here this weekend by Judd's Working Border Collies. Thank you very much to Wyatt Judd. Wyatt's in the photo there. There's a vest supplied by High to Tide. Thank you very much from High to Tide for supplying the champion vest. The runner-up will receive a fire pit sponsored by Addie's Working Dogs. Thank you very much, Marty and Emma. And big thank you to Pete's Customs Fire Pits. In 3rd place, there'll be a hat rack supplied and sponsored by Addie's Working Dogs along with Anvilon Working Dogs. For 4th, I beg your pardon, will be a Yeti water bottle sponsored by Smooth Kelpies. Dean, thank you very much, Dino. You've been outstanding weekend, mate. I really appreciate it. 4th place, mate, 4th. Okay, 5th place, a personalised knife from Addie's Working Dogs to our 5th place getter. Thank you very much once again to Marty and Emma. Milson Park Border Collies, thank you very much. 2 chairs to our 7th place, our 6th place competitor, I beg your pardon. 3 Bay Dog Chain Tie-Ups, thank you very much from Miami Stainless. We'll go to our 7th place getter. And then our 8th place getter will receive a boot rack sponsored by Addie's Working Dogs. Our 9th place is automatic waterers supplied by and sponsored by Ralston Rural. Thank you very much to those guys. And in 10th place, dog collar with a chain from Sagro, Collars and more. Thank you very much to all of our sponsors. Well, how about it, ladies and gentlemen? I think everyone will agree. A very, very, do you want this? Would you like this, please? Liz, would you like to say a couple of words? Liz, would you like to say a couple of words? Okay. Okay, there's also a perpetual trophy there that's been handed to our winner by Liz Hughes. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Every place getter received a prize. Well done, Em. What a line-up, ladies and gentlemen. A big round of applause. How about it? Our 2026 maiden champions. Righto, we're just going to get a couple of photos and then we'll go with our novice champions. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we move into the novice, the Insight Repro novice for 2026, our champions. Well, there was a tie for 9th and 10th between Timmy Stewart and Shadow Vale Panda and Dave Crawford and Crawford's Jack with a 277 after 3 rounds. In 8th place, Hamish Dixon and Coffee with a 278. 7th place with a 279, Curtis B and Shane Curtis. There was a tie for 5th and 6th. Luke Athorpe with Judd's Gift and Dave O'Connor with Coolabah Tiny with a 280. There was a tie for 3rd and 4th between Lewis Simpson and Merv and Glenn Dixon and Nolan Ziggy with a 81. In 2nd place, Sam Connolly with Casajoker Ace and with a 282. And for the last time he's allowed in Queensland, he's not welcome back. Hamish Dixon and Jack, our number 1 man once again with a 285. So, Hamish, enjoy yourself, mate, because you're not allowed back across the border. Okay, now we've got them lined up. Our championship buckle to our winner, Mystic View Working Dog. Steely Canal, thank you very much, mate. Also gets the vest. You see the vest hanging? Once again, Hide to Tide sponsored the vest. The runner-up, Sam Connolly. Well, Dectamax might get itself a bit of a run here. Looks like we get the fire pit, sponsored by Addie's Working Dogs. Thank you very much. Also, Pete's Custom Fire Pits. Okay, 3rd place, once again from Addie's Working Dogs and Ambulon Working Dogs. A hat rack, thank you very much. 4th place gets a water bottle, a Yeti water bottle sponsored by Smooth Working Kelpies. Thanks very much, Dino. A personalised knife sponsored by Addie's Working Dogs that goes to 5th. Milson Park Border Collies have supplied 2 camp chairs to go to 6th place. 7th place receives 3 Bay Dog chain tie-ups from Miami Stainless. 8th place receives a boot rack sponsored by Addie's Working Dogs. 9th place will receive an automatic waterer supplied by Ralston Rural. And 10th place receives a dog collar with a chain from Sagro, collars and more. And then also we've got the perpetual trophy being presented once again to our champion by Liz. Inside Repro. Thank you very much, Jane. Jane couldn't be here today or over the weekend. She was a little busy apparently. And she's a very busy lady, so thank you very much, Jane. But Inside Repro, Jane Armstrong and the team up there in Emerald, we really appreciate support here. Oh. Got the dog right now, he's got to get himself right. Oh, don't worry, it's his last time in Queensland, so we might as well remember him for something. Congratulations to our Inside Repro champions from 1 through to 10. Just while we are taking those photos, I would like to give a big shout out to our State of Origin sponsors. If you were here Friday night, you would have witnessed an amazing event. Hopefully you folks out there in live streaming world had the opportunity to watch it as well. But Extreme Helicopters, Bangers and Janet, thank you very much. Extreme Helicopters is based in Emerald. They provide a great service from helicopter mustering to feral pig or feral animal control to flood help, you know, when floods are around to move or get stuff sorted in the floods. And I'd also like to thank the team from Diamantina Performance Dogs, Stevie Elliott and Kerry Smith. Kerry and Steve supplied some whips. Each of the State of Origin competitors received a handmade whip each, so that was, and I was talking to a couple of the New South Welsh guys, and they thought that was a pretty cool touch. So thanks Kerry, thanks Stephen. That was a very nice touch, so thank you to our State of Origin sponsors as well. Okay, if we can get the two judges, Robbie and Adam, to come down for the open presentation, please. Whoever's up there listening to me that can poke Robbie in the ribs, could you ask him to make his way down here, please? Johnny Bradshaw, poke Robbie in the ribs, please. No one's listening to me. Yeah, we must have cut the speaker. No one can hear us. I have to yell at him. Okay, and as you can see, we also have made a presentation of Seresto tick and flea collars to each and every one of our winners and place getters here today, so thank you to the team. Seresto for supplying, well, there'll be individual collars. So thank you very much to those guys as well. I've said it, Emma has done an outstanding job putting together the amount of sponsors and prize money and trophies. Righto, we've got our judges here. Unfortunately, Dr. Xavier Schneider couldn't be here this weekend, but he sponsored the live streaming that gives the people at home the opportunity. He also sponsored the Open Animal Reproduction Specialist. A massive, this is not the first event that I've been involved in on the microphone that he's been involved in, but I know the team here at Comet and everyone that's been involved with the Australian Championships would like to thank these guys. They were our major naming rights sponsors. They kicked the tin for a massive amount of money to get the live stream and the prize money up where it was a very, very substantial payout. So we'll go straight into our open trial. So our in 10th place was Shellbrook Bear with 275.5 after 3 rounds, Glenn Dixon. In 9th place with Craig Lee Lucy with 207, Nick Edwards. DJ Nick. Okay, in 8th place with Diamond Tonka with 278.5, Anthony Mulder. There was a tie for 6th and 7th between Hamish Dixon and Curtis Gus and Dave Steele and Coolway Mac with a 279. In 5th place, by 0.5 of a point, with a 279.5, Systematic Splash, Sam Donovan. In 4th place, with a 280, Bedrock Duke and Nick Edwards. In 3rd place, with Dumbarton Creek George, with a 281.5, Hamish Dixon. In 2nd place, with Judd's Brandy with a 282, Luke Acethorpe. And in number 1 place after 3 rounds of competition with a 284.5, Natal Cheeky and Paul Rowe. Okay, well, as you heard me say a moment ago, Animal Reproduction Specialist, the representative here today is Emma. Now when Emma makes this presentation, folks, I just would like everyone to give her an amazing round of applause for the job that she's done with the sponsors and the sponsorship. Emma Sutherland, Emma's from Athie's Working Dogs, but she's done an outstanding job over the last 2 or 3 months getting this event when it comes to the sponsorship and the prize money. I know she's had some help, but she has been the driving force behind it. We also have the hide-to-tide vest that goes champion. She knows she can't get in trouble when there's this many people around. She is happy. Okay, runner-up. It looks like Fire Pit goes to Luke Haystor. It was sponsored by Addie's Working Dogs along with Pete's Custom Fire Pits. Okay, a hat rack goes to third. Once again, sponsored by Addie's Working Dogs and Envalon Working Dogs. Thanks, AJ. A water bottle, a Yeti water bottle goes to fourth place. Smooth working Kelpies once again. Dean and JJ, thank you very much. In fifth, the personalised knife to our fifth place getter, sponsored by Addie's Working Dogs. In sixth place, 2 camp chairs. Milson Park Water Collies, thank you very much to that team for supplying 2 camp chairs to our sixth place getter. 3 Bay dog chain and tie-up. Miami Stainless, thank you very much, goes to our 7th place getter. Our 8th place getter receives an Addie's Working Dog boot rack. Our 9th place getter gets an automatic waterer from Ralston Rural. And our 10th place getter gets a dog collar and chain from Sagro, Collars and more. Thank you very much. Once again, we get the perpetual trophy shield. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for 2026 Australian Open Champions. Congratulations to all our winners and place getters. Okay, we'll get an individual photo. We have got one more presentation. Okay, while we get Paul and Cheeky and our photographer sorted, there is one more presentation to make, and it was the gift voucher to Tough Rock. There's a $150 gift voucher in the maid, a $150 voucher to Tough Rock in the novice. Well, don't go too far, champion, because you've got to come back in one more time. We'll get this photo taken and then we'll get Hamish and Glenn. Okay, just before we get the photo taken, I will explain the concept when it comes to the Tough Rock bonus here this weekend. The highest aggregate after 2 rounds in the main, in the novice big part and the open, receives a $150 gift voucher to our good people at Tough Rock, and also some collars from Sagro Collars and more, tie-up lead as well. Our open recipient of the highest aggregate was Hamish Dixon and George. He also receives a collar . Okay, in the novice, exact same concept, the highest aggregate after the first 2 rounds, Glenn Dixon and Nolan Ziggy. Okay, we're just going to fix our judges up. We'd like to thank our judges, Robbie, Adam and Paul, thank you very much. There was a couple of big days there. We had a really early start, which I think made the weekend. Paul, I appreciate the effort made to get out and get that started yesterday under lights, mate. I think it was the sort of the catalyst of making today a little bit more friendly on everyone else. So thank you very much. Our 2 open judges. Right, we'll get a photo there to our judges. Just while we're doing that, I would like to give a big shout out to Crazy High. This is one of their buggies here. It's been around here all weekend. People have been driving it around, using it, delivering stuff, picking people up. But if you're in the Central Queensland area and you need to hire any sort of smaller farming machinery, you go and see Scotty and Kelsey. They'll help you out at Crazy Hire. They slashers and buggies and little spray units and all of that sort of stuff, so you catch up with them, and if you can't track them down, just touch base with the Common Show Society and they'll send you in the right direction. But folks, I think that just about does it for me. I'll give your ears a break, but I'd just like to once again thank everyone for their diligence all weekend. It's been an amazing event, all the volunteers, all the sponsors, everyone involved. But I'd like to wish everyone a very safe trip home, especially our southerners. I know you've got a long way to go, but also obviously you've only got 10 k's to go across the road. You've still got to get in your car and drive home. So I want to wish everyone a safe trip home and look forward to catching you all next year. Thank you very much. You know, as I said just before the presentation started, Purple Fairy, if you want any photos for the weekend, just go to Purple Fairy Facebook page, purplefairy.com. Just Google Purple Fairy and you'll find. So if you want any for the southerners, as I said before, just Google Purple Fairy and you'll be good to go. Just standing job, amazing photo. Dog biscuits 1 to 6. So if you place from 1st to 6th, you can pick up a bag of dog biscuits.